I'll go first, being the
All right.
elder gentleman. I'm going to go, and I understand this is going to be controversial, but I like the sequel. They're basically even, but I like the sequel just a little bit more because it's a little more faster paced. I'm going to go with Aliens. I love that movie. It is so much fun. The fact that they were able to make a sequel that is just as good as the original is so impressive, as well as not really tell it the same way. They introduced new elements, new characters. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat. And with Newt, who's the little girl, the whole time you're like afraid, oh my gosh, like especially since I saw it when I was a kid, that's who I identified with. And it's scary, very scary. I really, really enjoy Aliens.
I was gonna say Alien, so I mean it's right. I mean those two I can easily group together,
Yep.
almost like Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. Like I like watching. I have a hard time watching one without watching the other together because it's just a solid story. And I mean, just the way Alien is done and just how terrifying it was with like the chest buster and just this constant fear you had watching it, and then doing that again in the second with a clearly bigger budget was just there's such both of those are such good horror movies. And I mean, perfect example of sci-fi. It's like you have all these alien movies about like little green men coming down and invading Earth, and it was like this was done in a way you're like, oh, this is a monster. Like, how do you defend yourself against a creature versus a little man with a ray gun?
And the visual effects for the time are
Oh,
phenomenal. Like the things they did to make it so, like obviously we're not going to see the CG and stuff that we have today. So they kept it dark and you couldn't see things. And then the monster costume, I didn't know until recently, like it never occurred to me that that was a dude in a suit. And then you see the dude who played it and he's just this very, very tall, skinny black guy. You're like, oh my God, it never occurred to me that that was one guy in the suit. Just unbelievable.
yeah, amazing. I love those movies.